Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Code and Chill. I'm Anirban. I'm here to make you a better coder. So in the last video, we have created all the contracts, our caller contracts and the Oracle contracts. In this video, we'll create the Oracle node, which will be basically fetching the details from the real world and send that data back to the Oracle contract. So for that, we'll set up this node in TypeScript. We can call it a KYC server or KYC node, same thing here. We'll change our terminal to KYC server. Now, what we want to do here is we'll first initiate yarn. Let's call it KYC server, doesn't matter. Okay, so our package JSON is created. Now, what we want here is we want to add TypeScript and Ether.js. Okay, Web3 will also work, but yeah, fine. Yarn add TypeScript and types node .env. We want .env to load the environment variables, and we want ethers. So once we have this, first let's deploy the Hardhat contracts, and we'll get a TypeScript output for that contract. Go there and KYC contract npx Hardhat. First of all, we don't need this lock soul, so let's delete that first. Ignition, this also we don't need. First we will compile this. Generating types for 3 artifacts and target ERJ6 successfully generated solid contracts. Paris. Okay, so we will have the artifacts here. We will need Open Zeppelin. Don't think we will need Open Zeppelin, but yeah, it's fine to have that as well. Contact this. Okay, and we will need these two contracts. Let's copy this and put it in our KYC server. This will help us to have the ABIs. We will also need the type info. The type chain. We will need the type chain. Copy this. Well, let's create a folder called Web3. And we put the contracts there. Move. And also put the type chain there. We will have type chain types, which will contain all the contract details, like all the contract types and everything, interfaces and all. So it will help us to have the type checking. And we will also have the ABIs, contract ABIs. Okay, so now let's deploy this. So to deploy any contract, the Hardhat now, the latest version of Hardhat has introduced this ignition module. In my last videos, we didn't have this ignition module. We were using scripts. Now this is the same thing. Just you have to put that thing, ignition, this deploy script inside the ignition folder and inside modules. We'll create a file for each and every deployment. We want to Where is the contracts? Yeah, let's create equivalent folders here as well. App, and we will have Oracle. Now in the Oracle we will just create a, I'm just following the Hardhat's default options or the tutorial. So let's create the KYC Oracle deployment first. KYC Oracle. Yes. Okay. Here we don't need this. We don't need this. Build the module. It will be KYC Oracle module, and this. Okay. Now let's just put this. Okay, so now when we create our deploy our contract, we have to specify the initial owner. So for simplicity, I just decided to let's go with the whoever has deployed the contract will be the owner for initially. So it will be message sender, and same here. We don't need to provide any contract. KY Oracle, and it doesn't have anything, and value is not also required. It will be KYC Oracle, return this. Contract is KYC Oracle, yeah, looks fine. Yeah, so this will deploy the contract, and let's have a deployment for this one as well. That will put it in this file. Caller yes. Just copy this, put everything, paste it here. Just change the name to caller contract. Caller contract module. We'll just make it small c, and oh, this will be this one. Yes, so that's all for this one. So we only need these two to deploy this contract. Okay, so once we let's now focus on our Web3 node, and then we'll look into the deployment of the contract. Okay, let's create a source folder first, src, and we will put the Web3 there, and we'll create server.ts. Here in this we will be creating our node code. our node code, let's first set up a TypeScript first. npx tsc and t. This will initialize the TypeScript. Which, okay, I'm in the wrong folder. KYC server. KYC server. Now let's put the, okay, so we have our initial, I'll just use my own configuration. We want to have a target of 2020, module is common.js, strict is fine, interlope, skip library, output directory will be dist, and dist is fine, yeah, and include the source, exclude the node modules, and dist folder. I'll add in dot ignore, get ignore to get ignored, and I will put node modules, and I will put .env, I will put rest. Yeah, that's all, I guess. And also I will just I'm not sure if I should be putting these. This will be outside. Okay, so there's a contract, there's a type chain. Yeah, looks good. Now, okay, so to create a server, first we will import ethers. Import for ethers from ethers. Okay, we need the type chain, type of the KYC oracle. Let's import that as well. It will be in Web3 not in slash contract, but in the type chain. The Web3 type chain should have the KYC contract oracle. Now we want to create a provider first. So we need to communicate with the blockchain, and just because we are running it as a background process or server, it will not have access to the browser like we have when we create a Web3 application, which we connect through the browser. So we have to have a provider, a way to connect to the blockchain when we don't have a MetaMask. So in browser we have MetaMask, here we don't have. So we have to have a way to connect to the blockchain. So for that, we will go to Alchemy Web3. Just search this. Alchemy Web3 development platform. You can go Alchemy. You can use Infura. Those are also a great one, but I usually use Alchemy. Login, continue. Once you log into Alchemy, you have to create a project. Let me create a new project. We will be creating it in let's do it in Optimism. Or let's do it in Polygon, because we already have Polygon. Mainnet, Polygon, am I? Okay, Polygon testnet is there. Okay, network, Polygon. Let me just check what is this network. Okay, so this is the testnet. We'll call it web code and chill KYC tab. Create an application. This will create, we'll just need to create an API key here. We'll copy the API key and we'll put it in a environment file. So we'll go to KYC server, new file .env, and in this environment file, we'll keep this API key underscore key. This is the API key, and we will need the HTTPS and WebSocket. So this is basically the same thing, but we will just put that. This looks better, I guess. I'll just URL, and in the URL section I will just put this value, and in the API key section I will just, this looks good. Now we have these two. I will just put provider equals new this will not be provider, we'll have Alchemy provider, and we'll import the Alchemy provider from ethers, and here we'll use a Polygon MI and Alchemy key, the API key, and that's all we need. So we can go ahead and we can remove this because this is not required anymore. Okay, so now we have the provider. We have to create a instance of our Web3 account. We'll create a wallet private key, and we'll store it in this environment variable private key, and for some reason we'll just using this one. This is what the AI gave me. Not sure if this is working on. So I'll just add a token here to make it work, and this is our account. By the way, I will be updating this these two details, and I'll be deleting this, re-rotating this, and using a valid private key once I have that server ready. Now I have an account. What I want to do here is we'll just initialize the contracts. How will it first contract? Now what we will need, we'll need the ABI for the contract and address. So it will be KYC Oracle contract const. Now here, let me just what is it? Oh, sorry, there will be a new operator. Now if I put, this will give me the target string, the addressable, then ABI. So first we need the address of the contract, we'll need the ABI of the contract. Just look for runner. I don't think we'll need a runner. I think these two will be enough. Yeah, address of the contract and ABI on the contract. So what we will do here is we first import the contract details. Import KYC or this will be from Web3 contract / Oracle solve / KYC JSON. So I'll just have to use resolve JSON module in the TypeScript. Will be true. This will allow us to import JSON. Okay. Now we have, let's see, contract, Oracle. So this is the details. Here we will have contract name, format, source, ABI, bytecode, deployed bytecode, link reference, deployed link reference, all these things. And here we will also have the contract address. So we'll just store the contract address here. Oracle address, and we will use this. By the way, these are just the AI generated IDs. We'll be replacing the values here with the actual values, just for dummy values for now. Here I'll just use Oracle address, okay, detail.abi and the account. Now we have a contract. So now we have to look for the Web3 contract events. This is called, if I go to the contracts, and we have to look for this event, get latest status event. When we will be listening to this event, whenever there is an event comes, we will be getting that user details and the request ID, and we will be checking our database or doing our backend operation. So for that, we'll just have contract dot events, get event, or let me just check. Met, get address, get event, listeners on. So I will just use on. Okay, so we will have 1 minute. Yeah, so we'll have to listen for our event. We'll have one on. This will be the event name. Here we'll have get. We'll just go back to contract, Oracle, get the name, put it here, and we will have the user ID and request. This will create a callback method, which will be called every time this event is fired. Now, when this event is fired, we want to fetch the details for the user, and we want to respond back to the with an reply. So we want to have a function called async function called check status. Okay, now this looks good, and we will have, this is not looking good, but yeah, so we'll have a user ID, user, this will be string. For the time being, what we will do, this will be the place where we go to the database and look, check if the user is a valid user or has a verified KYC or not. But in this case, because this is for our test purpose, we will be using a hard-coded value. So let's say we have a let user valid user list, users list. Okay, come on AI, just give me some lists. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks good. Okay, so these are some valid users list. What we will do, we will just check if user or valid user list dot includes this user. If it includes let is valid equals. Okay. If is valid, just putting some logs. Okay, now we'll just return if it is valid or not. Okay, so this is a check status, and this is the part where our different types of validation logics will go. This totally depends on our use case and different database and other stuff. Other way we can even call an API to check for a validity status. So this is something that totally subjective and totally depends on how our user, how our application is set up. This is the only part, but this will change, and everything else is the same, should be the same. So now once we have a check status, we also want to have a function which will be setting the status in our oracle. So we'll have a function called sync. Okay, sync function, and this will be set latest status, user ID, request ID, status. This looks good. Looks good. This will internally call this one. Is fine. If valid, doesn't matter if it is valid or not, just have to call this. Okay, so oracle contract, the contract is initialized. Okay, set status user ID. Okay, this looks good, and this will return a transaction. Let tx, and we have to look for if the transaction is settled or not. This will be the log transaction details, all the details. We don't want only hash, and in case there is any error, we will also have to try and catch that. Okay, in the error section, console log error, and whatever error is, error in settlement. Okay, so this is the set status. We will be just putting this in our event listener. Okay, we don't need this. This will not be the variable because internally we are calling this one. We'll just pass it here. This looks good now. Okay, we want this to be in a sync so that I can avoid this. Okay, now we are listening to the events, and we are checking that the status is valid or not based on some hard-coded rules, and we are setting the status back to sending the status back to the oracle, so that the oracle can then reply back to the caller contract. Everything is done. I will just add some finishing here. Just add line that oracle server is running and listening for events. So that's all, guys. That's all for this video, and in the next video we'll be seeing how we will deploy this contract, and we'll test this backend and the contracts and end-to-end in a tested Polygon network. Okay, bye. See you guys in the next video.